Okay, I'm just going to give this bar a facelift. I built it about 5 years ago out of a couch. Stripped the couch and just added some old wood fencing and wood, and I actually had it really shiny on top at one time, but weather and we had extreme heat and cold. We go to freezing, in the winter, and then we have a lot of wind and normally not too much rain, but this year it killed us. So I'm gonna just kind of give this a facelift. I'm not gonna do the wood. I know you're thinking it looks great, but it's not. All the sticky, I'd have to work on that forever. My son dropped off this old car a couple years ago, decided mom's a storage unit, so I'm going to also put on a backing in another video to cover that. So first off, I'm just taking a steel wood pad and I'm scrubbing it like really good. And then just trying to get most of all the dirt and grime and, loose stuff off there so it's ready to glue. And then I'm taking a tablecloth from Dollar General, if I can speak. And I'm just going to use that cheap, and it works. I'm just going to cut it and glue it to the table. So I'm using Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue actually dries really fast, so it's easy to work with. So I can do this pretty quickly. Not as quick as what's showing on the video, obviously. Speedy. Anyway, might notice all these weeds. Spring is not kind to me with weeds. And I've been watching these videos with those guys that go and do weeding for free for people once a week, and they're not in my area, obviously. They never stop by. But anytime they want to, they can do my yard. For crying out loud, that would be awesome. Yeah, if you know them, shoot them my way. Just saying. So I'm just gluing. I cut it, I trim it just to there so there's a little wood showing. And then I glue it down. I'm using rocks and bricks to hold it because it's kind of breezy today. It's 80 degrees though, it's beautiful, but breezy. And then I'm just using the rest of the tablecloth that I cut for the end. And then I glue it down. Make sure it's smooth. You gotta smooth it out. You don't want any gaps. And then trim the ends and do the same thing. Okay, I know you can't see me on the end, but yeah, what I'm doing is I'm starting, there's the rope that was on there. I don't know if you noticed when I pulled it off, but I'm going to reuse that and put it on the edge of the tablecloth, and it'll do a due purpose because part of it will be glued on the tablecloth and part on the wood, and you just trim it with that, and then you won't see the rough edges of the cutting. And again, I'm holding it with some bricks and stuff that I have laying around. Looks good. Okay, now I'm taking like a 6-foot board. The table itself is a little over 7 feet. And I'm just taking the rest of the tablecloth and I'm going to wrap it around. It's kind of like what they do in motorhomes and stuff. They wrap around wallpaper or whatever around it. And I'm going to actually just glue that on. Don't worry about if it's too straight or not. Like I said, I had a funny story. When I first did this bar, I had a fly go into the varnish, and I just let it dry, and there was my bar fly. I liked it. And this guy came over to have a beer, and he picked at it. So there went my bar fly. So if you know any pickers or picky people, don't invite them over. Just saying. So if somebody picks on the stripes, well, that's their bad. Most people don't notice. Anyway, this is going to serve actually a dual purpose. So I'm gluing this on, and then what you're not going to see, because I'm actually charging my drill, is I'm going to put 4 screws in it to hold it down after I glue it. And that's going to serve the purpose of the backsplash actually, so I can have something to drill screws in, you know, for the backsplash, because I'm going to actually use boards to go back there. So I was thinking ahead. That's not always me. And then I'm just fixing the rope so that it meets the board. And then what you're not seeing, because I don't know, my camera angle is kind of weird, but I'm fixing the boards on the sides for the wind that kind of snapped it. So I was gluing them down, and then later I'm going to be screwing them in, and there's the finished product.